Morning, I just want to talk to you about just a simple question. Do you live on purpose? I mean, if someone was to come to you and ask you, what is your purpose? Why do you live? How would you answer that person? Do you live on purpose? And do you live with a purpose? Well, that was a question that was asked to John Scully, and that question haunted him for days until he finally was able to give the answer. You see, John Scully was the president of PepsiCo. And on March 20th, 1983, John Scully met Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs was trying to lure him away from PepsiCo. He said he went down to his high-rise apartment off Remo Drive in New York City, and our San Remo Drive there in New York City, and he walked out onto the balcony and faced the west side of the building, faced the Hudson River, and there he had the conversation with Steve Jobs. Steve asked him, so, Scully, you going to come to Apple? He said, I love what you're doing at Apple. I have highest respect for you, but I know almost nothing about computers. So why would I come to Apple? I know you're going to offer me a great salary. I know you have great benefits, but man, you know that I don't think I'm your guy. I just don't think I am. Besides, he knew that Apple, at least at that time, could not match what he was getting at PepsiCo. I mean, he had a great salary, he had stock options, he had deferred payments. I mean, there was no way Apple could match that. And so he decided to walk away. When he told Steve Jobs no, Steve kind of looked at the ground and there was this long pause. And then Steve looked at him and he said, do you really want to sell sugared water for the rest of your life? Or would you rather change the world? That question haunted him, John Scully, for days. Not long after that, Apple made the biggest leadership coup that our nation's ever known. John Scully left PepsiCo and came to Apple. I guess the question I would have to ask you is, what are you living for? Do you want to live for making sugared water the rest of your life? Or do you want to live to try and change the world? What's your purpose? It's a question worth asking, and it certainly is a question worth answering. Man, I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for joining with me. If you like this, I encourage you to share it with someone else.